For the last few years, Apple has been releasing the same products, but just with updated chips. And that's been the case specifically for the MacBook lineup. We've seen basically every iteration of the MacBook Air up until this point, with the latest generation being the M4 MacBook Air, and most recently the MacBook Pro getting all the love and receiving the brand new M5 being the first of its kind. But now, with all of these models available, the real question is, which one of these MacBooks is actually right for you? So if you clicked on this video, then you were maybe considering buying the default base model of the M5 MacBook Pro. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the unboxing. Now, the unboxing for MacBook products has been relatively similar across the board. There's not that much that changes from year to year. Now, this base model of the MacBook comes in at $20.99, which is honestly not that bad. $20.99 Canadian dollars, so that's gonna be a little bit less in US dollars, or do the currency for wherever you live in the world. I mean, with this MacBook, you're getting 14-inch MacBook Pro, M5 chip, which promises really good performance, 16 gigabytes of default memory, and 512 SSD storage, which honestly, for a base model, only a few years ago, these specs would have been kind of like the middle tier, maybe even high tier upgrades. But nowadays, it seems to be pretty much the standard and the default for MacBook machines. Now look, I'm no stranger to MacBook Pros. I have my very own. I'm still rocking an M1 Pro MacBook Pro, but really I've been wondering, like, okay, M5 chip, 16 gigabytes of RAM. This is the first machine we see from Apple with the M5 chip. I thought to myself, you know what, let's just actually pick up one and see what kind of performance we can get out of it. Actually get into the MacBook Pro itself. We're gonna be opening the box here, and we have the new, now I do have to admit, this space black model is absolutely mint. It is such a clean, nice looking color. Now, eventually, when the time does come for you guys to upgrade your MacBooks, I definitely recommend you get this super clean, dark space black color. It is just so clean. It is probably the best colorway that Apple has ever had for a MacBook. Okay, so inside of the box, you're not getting much, but the cable is color coded and it matches. It's also braided, which is something very nice. I'm really glad that Apple has made that switch. All right, so here we go. We have the M5 default base model MacBook Pro in the space black color. Now, when it comes to upgrades and getting multiple features on the MacBooks, I would probably recommend, now we've had the introduction on the very last few models, only been a very few recent years. We've had the implementation of a nano-texture display, and I honestly would recommend the nano-texture display for most people. As I open the MacBook here, feature I've had it on actually when I tested the M4 MacBook Pro, which was a really nice upgrade. It was nice. It felt like that matte finish was really good, especially with the reflective coatings on like outside situations. So maybe when I was editing at a coffee shop, it really helped with that like reflection. So with that said, I'm gonna be getting this set up. We're gonna download a few applications, specifically in my editing program, which is DaVinci Resolve. I'm gonna get it downloaded. We're gonna run a same video compared to my old MacBook, just to kind of see the performance and stuff. Now, with that being said, you're probably wondering how was I recording my audio for this whole segment. It's actually with the Lark A1 microphone that was hooked up right here. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't seen it. Now, this is probably the best value for budget microphone that you can find on the market. In fact, just to prove a point how you can make good content on the go, this whole beginning segment has been shot on the iPhone 17 Pro Max using the log feature on the camera in combination with the Lark A1 microphone. So all of this is an actual portable setup. Now, as you can see here in this shot, it is connected to my iPhone 17 Pro Max via the USB-C dongle. It's super simple. The USB-C dongle gives you so much freedom. You can use it on a wireless setup like this for your iPhone, maybe an older phone, a newer phone, or a Samsung, an Android. The options are limitless. You can even connect it to your computer like I have it right now while I'm doing this voiceover. You pin it on your shirt. It has a magnet. It's super versatile. You can use it in basically any remote situation. The case itself is honestly really small, making it a super easy portable option. As you see, it also has support for a lightning port. So let's say you have an older iPhone, then you can definitely use these. You can use both microphones at the same time or one at a time, depending on your preference. Let's say you're doing an interview, then it can be very useful to do so. And honestly, all the audio on this video is recorded with this microphone, and it generally sounds really good. So if you're looking for an amazing quality and budget wireless microphone that can be used on literally anything, this is definitely the way to go. So welcome back. It is officially day 2. I have set up the MacBook itself. So here, as you'll see, I have my old MacBook, as you'll see on the side camera, my old MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro, and we're rocking the new MacBook Pro here with the M5 chip. Now, first of all, right off the bat, before I even do anything, I kind of wanted to run a little Geekbench score. I think that's kind of like a good place to start just to kind of see the comparison. I really do think that M5 is still going to outperform M1 Pro, and it's probably going to show you how much power there really is in this base model. Now, before we jump into the Geekbench score, I do immediately notice I have a big light coming in from this side, and I have a light here as well. They're both soft boxes, but I'm immediately noticing, and I think you guys can also tell on the camera, the reflection on this one is a lot like is significantly better. I think both displays are currently on max brightness, and honestly the reflection, I mean, they're both overall really good, but the reflection on this one seems to be a little bit more dimmer. Another difference I've immediately noticed is there is this kind of like more of a matte finish to the keyboard. This one kind of collects less fingerprints, which is really good. I mean, the old keyboard is great, it feels amazing, but it's such a fingerprint and like grease and like, you know, finger oil magnet. As you'll see, my keyboard is completely shiny at this point. So this keyboard is like kind of shiny and stuff like that. This one seems to have this really nice little like extra matte coating to prevent from like fingerprints and stuff. All that said, let's jump into the CPU benchmark. All right, so the Geekbench scores are officially done. As you'll see here on the MacBook Pro, the original one, so my M1 Pro MacBook Pro, we have a 2,374 score for single core and 10,000 for multi-core score, which is honestly still pretty good. On just the M5 chip, you can see a really good upgrade here. You get like essentially like a double score on the single core score and almost a double score on the multi-core score. If you're getting the base model, the very, very base model with the base M5 chip on the MacBook Pro, you should be honestly powering through basically anything and everything at this point. But with that said, Geekbench score isn't exactly the only, you know, thing that can allow us to check the metrics on, you know, the performance. I do have a full file of videos color graded in DaVinci Resolve that I have on both computers. I'm gonna be opening them up on each computer and exporting them, you know, kind of like one at each other, and I'm going to be putting a timer and seeing how fast that, you know, that render time can actually be. So to better test the performance in a sense for these computers, we're going to start with the M5 MacBook Pro. I'm running the DaVinci file and I let the timer run. Now with the power of movie magic, I'm also going to show you the runtime, the start of the DaVinci Resolve file on my older MacBook, and in a second I'm going to show you guys the 2 times that I got and we'll compare them. So this is the first time we got 21 minutes for the export on the very first file, which is honestly not too bad. As you'll see here, the video is officially playing. You can see the footage. It's really not all that bad for an M5 MacBook Pro with a lot of 4K footage. The next one, actually, my old computer actually did surprisingly well, doing 22 minutes, so just a little bit over by like a minute or so. Doing not too bad. It's honestly a decent performance for an everyday average. Keep in mind, this is the very base model of the MacBook Pro, so it's honestly gonna be just fine for most people. It's gonna outperform a lot of computers out there. So all in all, I gotta say this MacBook is honestly great value. For $20.99 is honestly gonna be the best bang for your buck that you're gonna get for a brand new MacBook Pro rocking the brand new M5 chip. But this base model is honestly gonna be sufficient for literally 90% of you guys, whether you want to tackle music production, video editing, photo editing, and anything of that nature. Again, the main highlights would have to be the M5 chip, you know, better performance across the board, and the new matte coating on the keyboard, and just the overall polish of the MacBook. It seems to be less of a fingerprint magnet, which honestly is a good thing for the long run. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. I do want to give another big thank you to the team over at Holy Land for sending these great microphones my way, which I am recording this segment on, by the way. If you're interested in these, I will leave them listed in the description down below, so make sure you go ahead and check them out. With that said, this is probably going to be one of the last videos of 2025, so thank you so much for your support throughout the year. On that note, I wish you nothing but happy holidays and a happy new year, and I will catch you guys very shortly in the next year with some brand new content.